Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. Today we're talking about real world asset tokenization and an exciting layer 2 solution on Ethereum and Optimism called Epic Chain. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, and you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin waiting for you in the description below this video. Grab that now as well, and let's get into the content. Okay, so first and foremost, just setting the stage for real world asset tokenization. I love to bring up this report from Roland Berger, which basically makes the case for monumental growth with the real world asset tokenization space in the coming years. I think we're going to see much bigger moves being made over the next 5 to 10 years with tokenized assets on blockchain technology. And that's exactly what Roland Berger are showcasing in this report. Here in 2025, we're going to be approaching maybe somewhere around $1 trillion of tokenized assets on chain. And as we move towards the year 2030, we should be seeing huge growth in this narrative and moving towards somewhere in the region of $10 to $12 trillion of tokenized assets on chain. And this is what Epic Chain are doing, which I'll showcase in a moment. But the three main areas that Roland Berger think that's going to affect are real estate, debt, and investment funds. And even more recently, we are seeing a big uptick in real world asset tokenization with stocks and X stocks. I made a video about that for Solana a couple of weeks ago. We're seeing tokenized stocks with Robinhood coming into the mix, other tokenized players like Denari on the Arbitrum network. So this entire narrative is heating up, and that's why we've got protocols like Epic entering the frame here, focusing in on real-world asset tokenization. And Epic are doing this in a way that is EVM compatible on the Optimism network and focusing in on real-world asset tokenization for the entertainment industry. Okay, very exciting use case, maybe a little bit of a more niche use case compared to tokenization of stocks or real estate, for example. But when you think about the compatibility and tokenization of, let's say, tickets and entertainment and music and video content, I think that industry is extremely ripe for disruption. And that's exactly what Epic Chain are honing in on. As you can see on their website, epicchain.io, I will leave a link for this in the description below the video, as well as a link to their X and Twitter account. Epic are focusing on the next generation of entertainment. Blockchain sets the standard for real-world asset tokenization, and they're seamlessly bringing tangible assets on-chain to unlock liquidity, accessibility, and financial opportunities. And this is what gets me so excited about the real-world asset tokenization narrative. It's opening up the industry for allowing much more liquidity to flow in, because you're opening up that opportunity for retail investors to invest and get exposure to assets they may not otherwise ever have had the opportunity to get access to. Okay, from a technical standpoint, Epic is EVM compatible, like I said, low gas fees, fast transactions, because they're operating as an Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution. They have a plug and play toolkit. They're also a carbon neutral network, and they are available on major leading exchanges for the Epic token, like Binance, like Bybit, Crypto.com, even DEXs like Uniswap. If you are a self-custody type of investor, you have the ability to purchase the Epic ERC token on DEXs like Uniswap. Okay, very exciting stuff happening. And they are actually backed by a couple of very major influencers. Mr. Beast is an investor. Gary Vaynerchuk is also an investor. And Epic Chain is sitting at just a $64 million market cap at this moment in time. With such key investors like Mr. Beast and Gary Vaynerchuk, obviously they are powerhouses in the marketing area. You would have to think that we're going to see a lot of marketing prowess and lots of marketing budget for Epic over the coming months. And ideally, along with that marketing budget and marketing campaigns, you could see prices moving much, much higher as a result. So a couple of sneak peeks on that. Like I said, it is the only crypto on Binance backed by two marketing powerhouses, Mr. Beast and Gary Vaynerchuk. The average market cap of projects listed on Binance for spot and perps is around $750 million to $1 billion. Like I said, Epic is currently sitting at a $64 million market cap, meaning it's almost 10x under the average market cap of projects listed on Binance. And so, therefore, not guaranteed, but it would make you think, even if it just moves towards being an average market cap token on Binance with that marketing prowess of these two individuals, it has plenty of room to move to the upside in terms of price appreciation. So that's what gets me excited about the price action potential here. The other thing that's getting me excited right now is the fact that Epic Chain also have just introduced and announced a buyback for their token. So the team itself is going to be executing a buyback of over $1 million worth of the token. Again, this helps with the tokenomics in the medium to long run. You have the opportunity here to get in and buy the token before that buyback is actually executed. So I think that is another pretty exciting bullish sentiment for the project, for the token over the coming months. And like I said, we could be at a place where we're very undervalued. Again, if you follow Gary Vaynerchuk and you understand some of his theses, you know that, getting into trading cards and the tokenization of collectibles and the overlap there with NFTs is very exciting. And that's what Epic is honing in on. So very exciting and interesting moves being made. The other final thing I wanted to do was a very quick comparison between Epic and another leading real world asset tokenization protocol like Ondo. Again, if you followed the channel recently, guys, you know I've made a lot of videos about Ondo and talked about the price action potential. I think the partnership between Ondo and BlackRock and the moves they're making in real world asset tokenization sees Ondo being quite undervalued at today's prices as well. But even if Epic was just to move towards being something in the region of a similar market cap to where Ondo is right now, that would show you a return potential of over 66x. So like I said, Ondo has a market cap somewhere around $3.2 to $3.5 billion. Epic is currently sitting around that $60 to $64 million market cap. And if we were to see Epic moving to where Ondo's market cap is today over the coming months as we move towards the peak of the cycle, that could see you getting to a $142 price for the Epic token. We're currently at $2.15, which would be a 66x move for Epic and its price appreciation. If we look at Ondo all-time highs, that would be an even larger market cap. So Ondo at its all-time high got to just under $5 billion in total market cap. If Epic was able to move by the peak of the cycle to where Ondo did its all-time high, that would get you a $218 price for the Epic token, 99x on today's prices, which is obviously very, very exciting. But even if it just got somewhere in the region of even just, 1 to 2 billion, you're still looking at a phenomenal 15 to 20x return on the price action for the Epic token. So definitely one to watch here in terms of real world asset tokenization. It is also a competitive space. And of course, it's still wildly undervalued compared to leading RWA tokens and protocols just like Ondo. But Epic Chain is making moves. They've got backing from marketing powerhouses. They're having a pretty scalable solution being EVM compatible. It's already available on major centralized exchanges, which means when retail investors come in later in the market, it's going to be pretty seamless and frictionless for more liquidity to flow into this particular asset. And like I said, you can also get it on DEXs just like Uniswap with your self-custody wallet. So very exciting stuff happening here. Again, check it out for yourself. Nothing in this video is financial advice, guys. You need to look at the fundamentals. You need to look at the technicals for any asset you're considering investing in. That is also the case for Epic Chain and what they're doing with real world asset tokenization, but definitely a small cap project to keep your eye on. That is it for today's video, guys. As always, if you enjoyed this deep dive into Epic and real world asset tokenization, please just take 3 seconds, drop a very quick thumbs up on the video below. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification icon. And like I said at the beginning, you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin waiting for you in the description below this video. Go ahead, grab it now, and we'll catch you in the next one.